sure it'll be okay. I forgot. Ugh. I forgot it's on the left side. That sucks. Hello, 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 my beautiful souls. How are you guys feeling? How are you feeling? If you're just joining, hello. If you've never seen me before, my name is Liam Zimunez. And you know, I just pop up here and there to spread unconditional love. And today we're gonna read some affirmations and read some poetry, which I love. I've never seen you around these parts before. Yeah, I usually go live 3 times a week, but I haven't lately because I've been a little busy, but I'm live tonight. So hello. How are you guys feeling? What's going on? What's going on in your life? Would you like to talk about it? If you're just joining, I'm going to just jump right into it. If you're just joining, comment your name, and I'm going to pick a random paper. These are all affirmations. So you comment your name, and I'm going to pick one for you. Multidisciplinary artist is, I'm a multidisciplinary artist. And what that means is I express creatively in different things, but they all kind of combine to one meaning. So for me personally, I do poetry, I do art, I sculpt, I write, I make videos, motivational videos. I have a podcast as well. So those are all just different disciplines. But okay, hold on. Yeah, I saw you guys' names. Hold on. Jace. And if I mispronounce your name, let me know. Jace, you were the first. So let's see. What is your affirmation for tonight? Your affirmation is, I deserve to be respected. Let's say that one more time. Your affirmation is, I deserve to be respected. Okay? If you're just joining, comment your name, and we're going to get some affirmations from the basket for you. Thank you, J Chase 24. Thank you for the roses. Thank you so much. I'll pick one for you. J Chase, let's see. What is your affirmation for tonight? Your affirmation for tonight, Chase, is, I am more than enough. Did you have to hear that one? Because you are more than enough. On the times you weren't here, appreciate that you were here. Annie, you are next. What is your affirmation for tonight, Annie? Your affirmation is, I release all limiting beliefs with love. I release all limiting beliefs with love. Pierce. Let's see. What is the affirmation for Pierce for tonight? You got the same one. You got the same one. I release all limiting beliefs with love. I release all limiting beliefs with love. Okay. If you're just joining, comment your name, and I'll pick an affirmation for you from the random basket. Okay, Jay. You are next, Jay. Let's see. What is your affirmation? I want to make sure I don't grab the same one by accident. Your affirmation is, I work with my body. Jay, your affirmation is, I work with my body. Okay? Appreciate your body. Love your body. Jason, you are the next runner-up. Jason, what is your affirmation for tonight? Your affirmation is, I fulfill my own cup first. I fulfill my own cup first. I really like that one. It's important that you prioritize yourself. Eddie, you are next, Eddie. Ready? What is your affirmation for tonight? Your affirmation is, I allow myself to rest when needed. You a workaholic or something? I allow myself to rest when needed. Let's see. You're in love. Yeah, the audio's only on the left side because it's only when I go live. The audio's only on the left side because of my audio box. Kind of sucks, but that can't be a coincidence. I don't think it's a coincidence. Nothing is a coincidence. Wahaha. So anyway. I want my name in the bowl. Oh, I'm not putting names in here. If you're just joining, comment your name in the comments, and I'm going to pick. These are random affirmations, so I'll pick one from the basket for you. And because it's random, the universe is going to, give you the message you need to hear. So I'm going to do this a couple times, and then I'm going to read some poetry. Justin. Okay. Oh. Yeah. Oh, Justin. It flew out for you. Let me see. Justin. I love myself unconditionally. That is so beautiful. Justin, your affirmation is, I love myself unconditionally. Crystal. Crystal, what is your affirmation for tonight? Let's see. Your affirmation for tonight is, I have a lot to offer to the world. I have a lot to offer to the world. Period. Okay. Jordan. If you're just joining, comment your name, and I'm going to pick a random affirmation for you. Whatever you need to hear is going to pop up on its own. Jordan, what is your affirmation for tonight? What do you need to hear? Your affirmation is, I am very valuable. Jordan, you are very valuable. You had to hear that tonight, so. Hello, I love Truies. Hello, how are you? Dylan, okay. Are you ready, Dylan? Let's see. What is your affirmation for tonight? Dylan, your affirmation is, drum roll please, I am transforming every single day. Dylan, you are transforming every day. So go easy on yourself. Mata. I don't know if I'm saying that wrong. I'm sorry if I am. But Mata, what is your affirmation for tonight? Let's see. This is really fun. It's like a little game. Your affirmation, Mata, is, I honor my body, mind, and soul. I honor my body, mind, and soul. As you should. You're very, very valuable. Donna. What is your affirmation for tonight? Sorry, I wasn't looking. Your affirmation for tonight is, I care for myself. Donna, do you care for yourself? Repeat it. I care for myself. Hello, mixed-eyed wonder. How are you? Thank you for being here. If you're just joining, comment your name, and I'll pick an affirmation for you. I'll do like 3 more. I'll do 3 more names, and then we're moving on. You caring for yourself? Good. Good. If you're just joining, comment your name, and I'll pick an affirmation for you. Whatever you need to hear. I'm great. How about yourself? That's good that you're good. I'm doing well tonight. I'm doing well. I was contemplating if I should go live or not, but I was like, you know what? I haven't gone live in like a week or 2, so I am here. We are here tonight. But I've been good. I've been pretty busy, but busy with good things, so nothing to complain about, really. Higher skin, that smooth cocoa butter. I don't know. I guess natural. My skin naturally heals itself. Because usually my skin is pretty rough, but it hasn't been rough lately. Which is a surprise. I'm like, okay. There's a little person I hated inside your food. Would you eat them? And if so, what would happen to them? If there was a little person you hated inside your food, would you eat them? And if so, what would happen to them? No, I would not eat them. I feel like that'd be a little gross. That would be a little animalistic. Who am I? My identity is Liam Zimunez. I am simply the soul experiencing her. But okay, I'm going to move on to reading some poetry. I'll let you guys choose the book. I have 2 poetry books. So you get to choose. There's this one called Clarity and Connection, and this one is called Whiskey, Words, and a Shovel. This one's a little depressing. Not gonna lie. Which one should we start with? Which one should we start with? You wouldn't want them to burn in your intestines. No, I wouldn't. I don't have hatred towards anyone, but like, if I were to not like someone, I wouldn't want their energy anywhere near my body. So I wouldn't eat them. What made you get into healing? I'd say my journey overall, because I was very deep in depression and anxiety, and I attempted suicide a lot, and I self-harmed, and it was pretty bad. So after my last attempt, which was like 4 years ago now, I don't know, I just naturally felt inclined to spirituality. So now I am here doing a lot better. So I'm glad I followed my intuition. So this one, the blue. Okay. Yeah, this one is like, whoever wrote this was heartbroken. So, okay. We'll go with the blue ones. Clarity and connection. I'm going to pick a random page because they're all random affirmations. Ready? Let's pick a random page. Ready? Alrighty. This page is page 52. And it says, it sometimes feels as though time has helped us heal, but all it has really done is teach us to live with the wound. Just because we have stopped thinking about the harm of the past does not mean it is fully healed. The passing of time allows what was first on a conscious level to sink deeper into the mind, where it becomes a quiet yet powerful lever that forces us to behave a certain way. Underneath our conscious thoughts remains the impact of a harmful yesterday. Healing requires moving inward with patience, honesty, and courage. If we do not address our accumulated subconscious patterns, they will simply remain there, always affecting how we think, speak, and act. Our accumulated wounds and conditioning will restrict our flexibility and cause us to get stuck in a loop that continues repeating the past. Let's get the little snaps in for that. You're a healer as well. It's beautiful. Your smile's so cute. Thank you. Thank you so much for your kindness. Hello, and God I Trust 64. My day was pretty good. I feel like Mondays are always like a slow push into the week. Like today, I went to the gym. I got some things done at my computer. For those of you who are new and have never seen me before, I have a podcast called Phoenix Healing Podcast. And I recorded the 2nd episode today. And it will be posted on Friday. I post a new episode every Friday. The topics usually revolve around mental health because that's more of my niche. Or niche, how do you say it? I don't know. But if you're interested in listening to my perspectives and my experiences, My podcast and all of my socials are in my link tree in my bio. Okay? Thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, my day was pretty good. Thank you for asking. How was your day? All right, let's pick another one. Ready? I like the first one we got. It was really long, but it was good. Okay. Okay, we're going to read both of these, 36 and 37. Alrighty. Let's start with page 36. It says, how many times has your mind taken a small piece of uncertain information and spun a story around it that ends up consuming your thoughts? This is for overthinkers like me. I'm getting better, but if you overthink, that poem resonated. How many times has your mind taken a small piece of uncertain information and spun a story around it that ends up consuming your thoughts? Terrible, evil. But anyways, you're so beautiful. Thank you, music savvies, my soul. I don't know. Wait, music saves my soul. Not savvy. Thank you for your kindness. You're an overthinker too, right? And it's like, it's all just anxiety and fear and us not being in a present moment that really, like, inflates thoughts and inflates everything and just makes it seem so much bigger than it is. And when I do overthink, I like to remind myself, like, I'm a little tiny speck of dust in a world and a universe that's also a little tiny speck of dust. You know what I'm saying? Like, have you guys ever seen those videos where it like zooms out from the earth and it just like becomes the tiniest thing ever? Imagine that, and imagine you. If you are this tiny speck on the earth and the earth is a tiny speck, you are even smaller than a tiny speck. You're like an invisible atom. So things aren't as serious and as big as they seem, is what I wanted to say from all that. But let's read page 37. Ready? It says, the mind is inclined to protect itself, but an attitude of defensiveness easily breeds anxiety. We were just talking about this. Out of caution, we fixate on uncertain information and create stories that can lead to unnecessary fear and mental tension. Taking a moment to notice when we are jumping to conclusions can save us from worry and grief. Through self-awareness, we can begin to notice when we are overthinking. The simple act of bringing our awareness out of the mental clutter of unreliable thoughts and back into the present moment can preserve our energy and decrease the friction we feel. To be clear, there is nothing wrong with protecting oneself, but it is helpful to observe how often we take a defensive stance. If we are only ever defensive, we are surely getting in the way of our inner peace. How it just connected with everything we were just saying. Let's get the little snaps in there for that one. I definitely understand, but I know we do supposed to trust that gut feeling we get. Yeah, the intuition, right? Let's see. Random page. You guys can also suggest a page number. I think this book goes up to page 243. That's the last page. So you can suggest any number from then. But let's read page 98. Page 98 says, vibrant relationships feel like a sanctuary where you are safe to bring your vulnerability and you are given ample love and care. A home that equally supports rest and growth, free from judgment as you both seek to evolve. A union void of control but filled with mutual understanding. That's beautiful. As I was reading it, I imagined like two energies intertwining into like a helix. Beautiful. What book is this? This book is called Clarity and Connection by Young Pueblo. This is what it looks like. It's a really good book. Page 25. You've got it. You've got it, no problem. Yeah, whatever number you guys feel called to, tell me and we're going to go to that page. Maybe it's like something you need to hear, or something that may... Oh, girl, you done picked the longest poem in his book. But okay. We're going to read 25 and then we'll read 11. Alrighty, page 25 says, people are incredibly similar and different at the same time. We all have the same basic structure of mind and emotions, but we have distinct mental conditioning because no two people have experienced the same exact life. The twists and turns, the reactions we have felt, the things we have understood and misunderstood, all that we have come to believe, how we perceive ourselves and the world, the maze of patterns that impact our behavior, the different magnitudes of trauma. You can go on and see that each individual has their own inner world and unique emotional history. Since we are all different, what helps one person heal may not help another person. What may seem too hard or too easy for some people may be a good fit for someone else, or may be the right fit later on in life. Fortunately, we live in a time when healing tools and practices are becoming more accessible, and it's amazing. If we try, we can find something out there that meets our conditioning where it is at. Something that we find challenging but not overwhelming. Something that connects with our intuition, something that we are willing to spend time learning and practicing. There are so many options out there, from many different forms of meditation to a wide variety of therapy practices and many other healing modalities. It is not about faking calm when you actually feel turbulent emotions. It is about accepting what has come up without adding more tension to it. That was a long one. I hope you guys, done stuck along. But page 11. I really like that one though. It's almost like a reminder to not compare your journey to the journey of anyone else's, because we all have the basic universal rules and laws that everyone follows and connects to, but we also have our own individual needs as individual souls that can be different from everyone else's. So if you ever feel like you're judging yourself or comparing yourself to someone else's journey, really sit with yourself for a moment and think of what you've experienced. Think of how that's molded you and the type of conditioning that you have experienced, because sometimes we get so caught up in the aesthetics and what society puts out as success and as a good life that we forget that sometimes what is good for someone might not be good for you. You know what I'm saying? Someone's trash can be another man's treasure. So don't ever judge yourself because you feel that what someone says or what someone is living isn't what you want to live and what you want to do. That's completely normal. Okay. I just wanted to put that out there. Hold on. Let's see. My favorite type of book, I love books that are almost like for self-improvement. That's the word I was looking for. Books for self-improvement. I love those kind of books. Right now I'm reading like 3 books at the same time. But they're all for self-improvement. You're beautiful inside and out. Thank you so much. Mwah. Thank you for your kindness. You're very wise. Thank you. Tap the screen. Thank you. Oh, you guys are so kind. But give me another number and we'll read the page. Whatever number comes to mind first. It smells like cinnamon and burning in here. I actually did burn some cinnamon before I got on live. 11. We just did 11. Yeah, we just did 11. Let me make sure. Oh no, we didn't do 11. I'm an imposter. Okay, we'll do 11 and then we're gonna go down with the numbers. Thank you guys for interacting. I love you. Okay. Page 11 says, after the trauma, I shifted into survival mode. Unknowingly, I shielded my being with numbness, numb to letting others in, numb to my inner turmoil, numb to accepting what happened. Unknowingly, I fell into a cycle of craving safety, craving nourishment, craving no more pain, My reactions were loud and large. Anything that did not go my way was perceived as a potential threat. My focus centered on protecting my delicate sense of self. I had little energy to place myself in anyone else's shoes. It took the constant feeling of dissatisfaction and the exhaustion of never feeling at ease for me to start pulling myself out of my dissociated way of living and finally say enough to a constant state of defense before awareness. That one was amazing. Hell yeah, I resonated with that one. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I resonated with that one. I resonate with that one. I'd say that's almost the feeling I felt when I was in like the deepest state of depression. Like very much. It was like I was just waking up, going about life without actually being there to live it and see it. Definitely a dissociation. I was living life dissociated. Same, man. We just getting deep. Okay, page 32 is next. Makes me want to cry. Go on ahead. Go on ahead. It's good. It's a form of release. All right, page 32. Page 32 says, a real conversation free from projection and ego flexing is a special gift. Let's read that again. Let's read that one again. A real conversation free from projection and ego flexing is a special gift. Most do not talk to listen. God damn. Most do not talk to listen. They talk to be heard. Self-awareness, selflessness, and a real desire to listen are required for mutually authentic and honest exchange. Wow. That little poem summed up, I feel like, a majority of relationships in society nowadays. And I'm not gonna lie, I was that person as well. Like, if you guys haven't connected with me before, I love being vulnerable and open about my experience. And I was definitely that person where I would want to speak with people just so they can hear me. You know what I'm saying? So it was like during that period when I felt unseen and I didn't feel heard, that's all I really wanted to do. I just wanted to speak so that someone can listen and hear me. But, you know, once you grow through that and you understand that you don't need validation from others, and by you only speaking to be heard, that's because you feel that desire and craving to be validated by someone, to be validated and someone tell you, oh yeah, your experiences were whatever, validation. But once you start to heal that and accept that, hey, you know, not everyone is going to be willing to listen and actually hear me, but let's save your energy, save your words for people who you know are actually going to acknowledge you and listen to you. And by you doing that, you're saving space. You're creating the space of honesty and authenticity, and you'll attract deeper connections instead of it being so superficial. You know, I've definitely learned that lately, where it's like I only attracted people who would want to just speak with me and actually listen, because that's something that I was doing interpersonally. Just wanted to share. Put that page on a screen. Okay, what page was it? 32. I already forgot. Yeah, 32. Are you ready? Boop, boop, boop. I don't know if it's centered or not. All right. I hope you got it. I think the next page was page 3. Going to page 3. One, two, why? Oh, I was like, it doesn't have any numbers. Okay. Page 3. Ready? Page 3 says, heal yourself, but don't rush. Help people, but have boundaries. Love others, but don't let them harm you. Love yourself, but don't become egotistical. Stay informed, but don't overwhelm yourself. Embrace change, but keep pursuing your goals. I like that one. I'm going to repeat it. I really like this one. Okay. Thank you for suggesting page 3. I'm going to repeat it one more time, just in case. So it says, heal yourself, but don't rush. Help people, but have boundaries. Love others, but don't let them harm you. Love yourself, but don't become egotistical. Stay informed, but don't overwhelm yourself. Embrace change, but keep pursuing your goals. That's beautiful. That's beautiful, God. I deserves the snaps. Okay. I really like that one. I really, really like that one. Page 25 and then 44. If you're just joining by any chance, comment whatever number resonates with you and we're going to read that page. What was the page? 25? How did I already forget? Oh my goodness. Whew. Okay. Hey, we read page 25 already. Sorry. We read page 25. I could read it again. It's just like the longest poem in here. We might have to hold off on that one. Page 44. And it goes up to 244. So choose between that. Page 44. Let's go to page 44. Alrighty. Page 44 says, as our self-awareness deepens, we begin to understand that much of who we are and how we see the world is formed through the accumulation of past emotional reactions. These moments of intense feeling leave their mark on the subconscious and predispose us to repeating certain behaviors. The rapid movements of the mind are so subtle that we can feel as though we are the makers of our present destiny. In reality, the past is constantly pushing itself into the present, inclining us toward replicating old emotions and thoughts. The insistence of our mental past gives us little room to decide for ourselves how we can actually want to feel. The past does not take into account how things truly are. The same way patterns accumulate, they can be released. Letting go is possible, but it requires courage, effort, an effective healing technique, and consistent practice. The mind is immensely vast. It takes time to unbind old patterns that recreate the past. When we begin to develop self-awareness and a calm mind, these stories and patterns embedded in our subconscious begin to surface for release. That was a long one. That was a long one. Okay. You got 26? Okay. Ba-da-ba-da-bum. Page 26. Okay. Wait, is this a part of... Oh. Page 26 is combined with 25. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to reread 25 because it's combined with 26. Because someone suggested 25 again anyways. Okay? Page 25 and 26 says, people are incredibly similar and different at the same time. We all have the same basic structure of mind and emotions, but we have distinct mental conditioning because no two people have experienced the same exact life. The twists and turns, the reactions we have felt, the things we have understood and misunderstood, all that we have come to believe, how we perceive ourselves and the world, the maze of patterns that impact our behavior, the different magnitudes of trauma. You can go on and see that each individual has their own inner world and unique emotional history. Since we are all different, what helps one person heal may not help another person. What may seem too hard or too easy for some people may be a good fit for someone else, or may be the right fit later on in life. Fortunately, we live in a time when healing tools and practices are becoming more accessible. If we try, we can find something out there that meets our conditioning where it is at. Something that we find challenging but not overwhelming. Something that connects with our intuition connects with our intuition, something that we are willing to spend time learning and practicing. There are so many options out there, from many different forms of meditation to a wide variety of therapy practices, and many other healing modalities. It is not about faking calm when you actually feel turbulent emotions. It is about accepting what has come up without adding more tension to it. That poem is so long. Jeez. But, hold on. I missed some things. Hello to those who just joined. Hello, hello, hello. Just to give a sum up, we're reading poems from this book. If a number comes to mind from 1 to 244, let me know and we will read that book. Thank you for the roses. And our FPJR, thank you. Hi from DC. Hello. Thank you for being here. Should I? Put your cooch hairs in pigtails or braids. Do the braids. Do the braids. Give them a little design, a little spice. Okay. Hello. The first shade. Remind me of your name. Is it Chris? Is it something with a C? I feel like it's something with a C. I don't remember. I'm sorry. Names are not my forte. What's up, Tekka? What's up? Thank you for the hand hearts. Thank you. It is Chris? Okay. Impeccable brain. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Read page 9. Okay. And how am I doing? I'm doing well. Pretty good night. It's Monday. A little push for the rest of the week. But I've been pretty good. Thank you for asking, though. Have you been? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Page 9 says, you can change your location, meet new people, and still have the same old problems. That's it. End of the poem. Hell yeah. Yes, let's repeat that. You can change your location, meet new people, and still have the same old problems. To truly change your life, you need to look inward, get to know and love yourself, and heal the trauma and dense conditioning in your mind. This is how you get to the root. Internal changes have a significant external impact. Yes. Oh my goodness. And just to share a little bit of my experience with what this poem kind of reminded me of, it was like, there was a period in my life where all I ever thought about was leaving my environment, like just running away, like moving across the country, moving outside of the country even. And it's like, even if I were to do that, the same emotions, the same persistent thoughts were still going to come with me. Like, that's baggage that you take with you wherever you are. So it's not until you unload that baggage and actually look inside the bag to see what's in there, and that you start lightening up what you're carrying, and then you can actually travel and do things without taking it with you. Just want to share that because facts. Hell yeah. I like that poem. Thank you for suggesting it. That home actually did just move, but I do see a big difference. Yes. I love that for you. Congratulations. Okay, was there another? If you're just joining, if you have a page number in mind, or any number between 1 and 243, let me know and I will read it. This is a poetry book filled with wisdom, so I can listen to you all night. Page 51. Let's see. Okay. Page 51 says, time does not heal all wounds. It just gives them space to sink into the subconscious. These poems, the first fucking sentence, it's amazing. Okay, I'm going to repeat it one more time. Time does not heal all wounds. It just gives them space to sink into the subconscious, where they will continue to impact your emotions and behavior. What heals is going inward, loving yourself, accepting yourself, listening to your needs, addressing your attachments and emotional history, learning how to let go, and following your intuition. I really like that one. Yes, and that's true. Oh my gosh. Actually, I want to share some knowledge that I acquired recently. I've been listening to this podcast, and speaking of podcasts, I have a podcast called Phoenix Healing Podcast. Link in my bio. But anyways, I was listening to this podcast. It's called Know Thyself. It's an amazing podcast. I definitely recommend you listening to it. But they mentioned how damn it, I lost my train of thought. I lost my train of thought. Okay. If it comes back up, then I'll tell you. I literally lost my train of thought. That's interesting. Anyways, let's read. Hello, Bert. Hello, hello. Hello. Those of you who just joined. If you have a number in mind, let me know. We shall read it. This is a book of poetry. I can't believe I lost my train of thought. I'm like trying to bring it back. Moment of silence. Okay. Let me see. I'm gonna reread it to see if it kind of reminds me of what I was gonna say. Time does not heal all wounds. It just gives them space to sink into the subconscious, where they will continue to impact your emotions and behavior. What heals is going inward, loving yourself, accepting yourself, listening to your needs, addressing your attachments and emotional history, learning how to let go and follow your intuition. Nope, it didn't trigger my memory. Okay. Page 13. You'd be surprised how much this actually happens. You know what I noticed? I feel like low-key, I'm like, I don't know what would be the term for it, but sometimes when I'm speaking, I feel, what's the word for it? Okay, moving along. God damn it, Liamsy. Oh yeah, I got it now. Sometimes when I'm speaking, I feel overstimulated and I like lose my train of thought. Do you guys know, like, is there like an identity to that, like an identification to that? Because it happens a lot. Like I can be speaking to someone, and as I'm talking, it's like I don't have any thoughts. It's just words coming out, and I don't know if they're coming out forming what I'm trying to say because I feel overstimulated. Anyways, while we just think about that, okay. Page 13 says, do what is right for you. Do it over and over again. Lean into the light. Keep going even when it is hard, especially when it is hard. Do not let doubt stop you. Trust the process when your mood is low. Let growth be your mission. Let healing be your reward. Let freedom be your goal. Ah, that's beautiful. I'm gonna read the last little paragraph. Let growth be your mission. Let healing be your reward. Let freedom be your goal. Beautiful. It happens to the best of us. Easiest way to control overstimulation is to control and pace your breathing. That would make sense. And I think it's also because sometimes subconsciously, I've noticed this. It's like when I'm speaking, I overthink on what words I use, and I overthink on the way that I explain things because I really want that person to understand what I'm saying. So I feel like in times when I'm trying to over explain something or just thinking too much about how I'm gonna speak, that's when I lose my train of thought. I think that's it. Just because, and honestly, look, we're digging to the roots right here live with you. But I feel like that happens because growing up, every time I would say something, like someone would speak over me, or like they'd completely overlook and ignore what I'm saying, you know? So now it's like, because I have that emotional history in the back of my subconscious, it's like when I'm speaking to someone, I overthink every word and the way that I express it so that that person can actually sit and understand me and actually want to listen, which is kind of sad. That's kind of sad now that I'm saying it out loud, but I'm glad I'm aware of it now so that I can heal it. The name of the book is called Clarity and Connection by Young Pueblo, and it looks like this. It's really, really good. It's amazing. It was gifted to me, so I'm not sure like where you can find it. I'm pretty sure any bookstore maybe. What happens after death? There is no such thing as death. I mean, there's death and rebirths, but in terms of you dying, you never die because we're energy. Isn't that fascinating? I find that fascinating. How we're energy. The only thing that really, quote unquote, perishes is the human body. It's the skin. Because once the soul is no longer in the body no longer has life. Every time you breathe, that's you breathing in your own energy, your own soul, your own cha. And yeah, it's really, really beautiful. But we never actually die. I don't know what would happen after. Sometimes I like to imagine it as just being, because the only way that we have these five senses, like hearing, smell, and seeing, is because we are human. So if we're no longer in the human body, that would mean we don't have our five senses. So what is it? We're just like floating. Making you think. I do think about that quite often. It's like, I wonder what happens. But okay. Let's do a random page. If you're just joining, I'm reading a poetry book. Say a random number between 1 and 243. I'm going to read it. It's just a meat suit. Exactly. Exactly, like Britney Spears. Wait, was it Britney Spears? No, Lady Gaga. Oh my gosh. I'm disappointed in you, Lady Gaga. Like Lady Gaga. It's just a meat suit. After you've actually projected the first time, then you'll understand. Yes. Yes. Okay, let's pick a random page. Page 117 says, find a partner who is not afraid to grow. If they are ready to notice their patterns, let go of old conditioning, and expand their perspective, then they will be ready to support a vibrant relationship. That's facts. That's facts. Two people who are working on knowing and loving themselves as individuals will naturally deepen their love and understanding of each other. Growth comes with ups and downs, but it is also the key to great harmony. Yes. And I'm really glad that topic came up of love on my podcast, Phoenix Healing Podcast. I just finished recording the second episode, which I speak of unconditional love and what love is. And it does touch base on these things where it's like, in order for you to understand how to love someone, in order for you to understand what love is and how to identify it, because love is not a feeling. And we're so used to seeing love as a feeling that we often forget that love is a choice and love is action. There's this book I was reading of the 5 love languages, and from it I really learned that love is a verb. Love is you taking action. Love is you accepting, for example, if you're in a romantic relationship, accepting your partner as you guys are transforming and ever changing, because we are ever changing, and accepting yourself and understanding that you have a choice if you want to continue to grow with that person or walk away. And it's okay if you walk away if you feel that you're not ready to change with them. But then again, sometimes it's like you have to take accountability for how you are treating yourself, of how you are accepting yourself, of how you are loving yourself. Because in the book, it also mentioned that if you are not loving yourself and you're choosing to be like this extremely altruistic person, which is really good, but if you're not placing yourself first, it seems selfish. Because the only way that you can love someone authentically, the only way that you can support someone the way that they are deserving of, is if you are loving yourself authentically and providing that unconditional space for your own self-growth and understanding. But yeah, if you're interested on hearing more of my perspectives, my episode 2 of my podcast is going live on Friday. Every Friday it's a new episode on the topic of mental health, and I love doing it. So if you're interested on joining the conversations, then go on ahead and tap in. It's in the link in my bio. So yeah, just wanted to share that. You've always said that, right? Teach them how to heal their heart space. Yes, friend. Hello. How are you doing? Who was your fave character on a hit TV series, Dragon Tales? Honestly, I don't remember. So, moving along. I'm so sorry to disappoint, but I don't remember. I'm not a good name person. You're doing blissfully, as you should. Can we keep talking about love? Yeah. What should we talk about? Remember, like, I also mentioned this on my podcast, where it's like, I'm not just speaking to you, I'm having a conversation with you, because I want you guys to interact with me just as much as I interact with you. So feel free to like bring up topics or ask questions. This is a safe space for you to simply be. If we want to take a break from poetry and just have a chat, we can do that. Hello. We're here. He was blue and weak. Weak. Wow. Love is a vibration. It's something you should be on and be filled with and know it begins with you. Hell yeah. Period. Read you to sleep. We were just reading. Did you just join? Give me a number between 1 and 243. And I will read that page for you. Just for you. Also, if you're just joining, comment your name so that we can pick out an affirmation. And I'm going to pick out an affirmation for you. Comment your name and I'll pick out an affirmation for you. This is a basket of affirmations. Anthony. Okay, Anthony, let's see. What is your affirmation for today? Or tonight, I should say. Anthony, your affirmation is, I accept myself for all that I am. Let's repeat that again, Anthony. Ready? I accept myself for all that I am. Beautiful, really, truly. Okay, hold on. Next, Jay. Jay, what is your affirmation for tonight? Let's see. I get so excited. I'm excited for you guys. Okay. Jay, your affirmation is, I allow myself to be expressive. I allow myself to be expressive. Next, Brian. Brian, what is your affirmation for tonight? If you're just joining, comment your name, and I'll pick out a little paper for you out the basket of affirmations. Brian, your affirmation is, I honor my body, mind, and soul. Excuse me. Brian, your affirmation is, I honor my body, mind, and soul. Yes. I hope you do. You're extremely valuable. Leslie, my girl. Leslie, what is your affirmation for tonight? Leslie Annie. Okay. Leslie, your affirmation is, I care for myself. I care for myself. Reminder to prioritize your mental health, your well-being. Because you love to love. Sometimes you need to give yourself 10 times the love that you give others. Mark, what is your affirmation for tonight? Your affirmation for tonight is... Oh, this one's long. Mark, your affirmation is, I am proud of what I have achieved. Mark, I am proud of what I have achieved. That's a nice one. Greg. If you're just joining, comment your name, and I'm going to pull out a paper for you. It's a basket of affirmations. Greg, your affirmation is, let's see, I validate myself every day. Greg, I validate myself every day. Let me see. Dun, dun, dun. My affirmation is, you will treat yourself to a Baja Blast. I love it. Yes. Cammy, you are next. Cammy. Let's see. Your affirmation for tonight is, I care for myself. This one has came up so much. Y'all caring for yourselves? Because this one has came up a lot. I care for myself. Mwah. As you should be. Okay. If anyone else joins, comment your name. Oh, okay. I was going to say, we can like have our little chat now. But also, if you're joining, oh, look, Sky. It like jumped out for you. I forgive myself and my past. I forgive myself and my past. That was your affirmation, Sky. How do you pronounce your name? Kintre? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. My apologies in advance. But Kintre. This is your affirmation for tonight. Let's see. Your affirmation for tonight is, I am grateful to be alive. I am grateful to be alive. That's a beautiful one. Okay, Sean. Your affirmation for tonight is, if you're just joining, comment your name to get your affirmation. Sean, your affirmation is, I validate myself every day. I feel like I keep pulling out the same ones. That's interesting. I validate myself every day. Dun, dun. Like Beyonce's song, Me, Myself, and I. Yes. I gotta write the Kintre. Oh, that's a beautiful name. Very beautiful name. Okay. I know some of you mentioned a number. I think it was 111. Let's read page 111 of this poetry book. Yeah, tonight's all about affirmations and positive affirming words. Affirmations. So, page 111 says, blind loyalty does not nourish anyone. Supporting those you love in their ignorance, or even worse, continuously tolerating the harm they cause you, is a serious act of self-betrayal. Let's read that again. Supporting those you love in their ignorance, or even worse, continuously tolerating the harm they cause you, is a serious act of self-betrayal. When you see your loved ones doing wrong or walking into deeper darkness, do not follow just because of an old bond you may share. Even though it may be hard. Oh, I skipped like a whole... Okay. You do not need to sink together. You do not need to burn together. You do not need to crash together. Even though it may be hard, sometimes you have to listen to your deepest sense of well-being and go your own way to preserve the good inside of you. Yes. How many pages? I think like 243. So between 1 and 243 are your options. Pick wisely. Whatever number comes to mind first. Yeah. 243 pages. 222. I like it. Okay, let's see. I see that number a lot. If I can find it. Hi, how are you? Okay. Page 222 says, It is important to understand yourself. But most of healing is not an intellectual process. It is more about feeling without trying to avoid. Do not avoid your emotions. They're trying to tell you something. Listen. I love these lives so much. I have you playing out loud as I work on some things. Oh, thank you for being here. We appreciate your presence. You never go unseen or unnoticed. You keep seeing it. To me, 222 represents new beginnings. Like every time I see it, I always think of there's like a new cycle or a new beginning happening, or doors opening up. Page 144. Okay. 144 says, an irreplaceable friend is someone who highly values your trust, appreciates your honesty, naturally feels like family, still loves you as you change, finds it easy to laugh with you, holds space for you in tough times, supports your happiness and safety, helps you to believe in your self-worth, and inspires you to love and know yourself. That was nice. I like that one. Number that comes to mind for me is 211. 211. I see that one a lot too. Every time I see angel numbers that I see reoccurringly, I start applying like my own intuitive definition to it. So let's look for 211. Okay. 211 says, calmness helps the mind see clearly. Comparison reinforces your anxiety. Patience creates space for growth. Anger ignites fear-based reactions. And joy appears in the present moment. That was a really good one. Let's read it again. Calmness helps the mind see clearly. Comparison reinforces your anxiety. Patience creates space for growth. Anger ignites fear-based reactions. And joy appears in the present moment. That's beautiful. Beautiful. That's why I recommend try doing have you guys ever tried meditating? And if you haven't, you don't have to, if you feel you don't have the time to sit and meditate for 5 minutes, that's completely okay. Even working on just your breath work, throughout the day, wherever you are, you can work on your breath work. Practice taking deeper, more more intentional breathing rather than just breathing breathing. I love that one. Yeah, it's a beautiful book. It's called Clarity and Connection by Young Pueblo. It's what it looks like. Whenever I go visit you guys, I'll bring it so you can read it. Let's do random page. Shoop. Page 199 says, maturity is feeling joy for another's success. A mind trapped in competition, one that feels a quiet bitterness whenever someone gets the thing you crave, is a sign that you are still at war with yourself. End the turmoil and friction by loving and knowing yourself more deeply. Yes. Meditation is my thing. I've been doing it since the pandemic. Been helping me ever since. That's amazing. Yes, I love meditating. Sometimes I feel like I've done it intentionally so much throughout my healing journey that sometimes I just do it naturally. I'll just be sitting there and for those of you who have meditated before, it feels like you're floating in space, and it almost feels I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's like you have helium in your body and it just feels like you're super light. That's how I would explain it. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. Let's see. If you're just joining, comment a number between 1 and 243. Whatever number comes to mind first. I also have this poetry book, but it's a little it's a little sad. It's a little more depressing. This one is more like wisdom, lift me up. This one is like if you're going through a tough time and you want to release emotions, this is the book for you. But never seem to concentrate. I feel that. It's like I would close my eyes and then all of a sudden I'm watching a movie. I'm like, okay. But there's different ways. Like sometimes you don't have to like sit still and close your eyes crisscross to get into a meditative state. That's just a state of mind, a state of being. So sometimes for me, like if I'm like talking or I'm in a space and I'm rocking like this, it helps me get into that meditative state where it like calms my nervous system and it regulates my breathing again. So there's different ways. It's really up to you, like what's more comfortable for you. But you know, just give it a try. There's really no rules to meditating. Okay, page 188. Ready? If you're just joining, comment a number between 1 and 243, and we're going to read it. Page 188. Ta-ta-ta. I think I passed it. Oh, page 188 is blank. Wow. We'll just read the next page. 191 says, power is visible in gentle movements. Barriers bend and fall when we interact with each other through an invitation instead of a push. Kindness has a disarming quality because it carries a warmth that says, I'm not interested in harming you. That was a good one. Let's see. Ooh, that gulp. Page 80. We need some sadness. You want some sadness? Okay. After we finish reading the pages here, give me a number. Oh, this one's way bigger. Give me a number 1 through 327. Good luck. Okay, hold on. Page 84 was the next one. All right, page 84 says, as you shed old programming and your perspective expands, what you once enjoyed may shift and situations that once caused tension may no longer trouble you. As your mind becomes clearer and lighter, the world begins to look new. Periods of integration in which you get to know yourself again are just as important as great leaps forward. Interesting. Okay, I missed some things. Your existence is value. Thank you. Oh, thank you for your kindness. Your existence is value. Thank you for being in this space with me. Page 187. Wait, is that one blank too? Oh no. Page 187 says, one of the hardest skills to master is saying no to yourself so that you can rise up and unfold into a greater you. Yes, especially when it comes to bad habits. Let's repeat that again. One of the hardest skills to master is saying no to yourself so that you can rise up and unfold into a greater you. No to distractions or lack of consistency. No to the patterns and ways of being that only led back into the past. No to only doing what is easy. And no to doubt and fear. That is beautiful. I really like that one. Page 7. God made you beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for your kindness. I really appreciate that. Page 7 says, throw away the idea that healing is forgetting. That's it. Go to sleep. Throw away the idea that healing is forgetting. The real result is no longer reacting to old triggers with the same intensity as before. The memories are still there, but they do not have the same power over your mind. I like that one. I really like that one. Do you know Bubbles? Bubbles. Who's Bubbles? Let's see. Page 233. Okay. Is this story time? We're just reading some poems from this book Clarity and Connection. I've read it on my live before, but it's really good. So, page 233. What's how you looking? What's how you doing? Page 233. Okay. Page 233 says, people working on their healing, the ones with new love in their hearts, more self-awareness in their minds, a greater ability to manage their reactions, who are actively undoing their patterns and biases, are helping to create a better world. Your compassion creates real change. Beautiful. Beautiful. That reminds me, it's like, if you want change in the world, if you want to see change in the world, first you must seek change within yourself. I have this saying that I like saying, it's in order to understand, you must first understand. So if you want to understand the world and how you can contribute to the change in the collective, you must first understand yourself, understand yourself, and understand, well, how can I change my own inner being and consciousness and self-awareness and mental health in order for me to contribute to the highest vibration for the collective. That poem reminded me of that. So let's take a little water break. You guys, y'all staying hydrated? Y'all staying hydrated? Don't play. Don't play. I barely have any water in here. Lord. But, okay. Are there any topics you guys would like to talk about? I still have time. I'm probably going to get off around like 9 p.m. Right now is 8:24 p.m. I got on a little earlier so that we have some more time. Student loans. It's a very superficial topic. I don't do superficial conversation. But student loans, they suck. So we should not be paying for an education that is our birthright. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. You enjoy the poems? Okay. Let's switch to the other book. This one's a little more sad. It's called Whiskey, Words, and a Shovel. I've been reading it page for page. I'm like halfway through, but it's a little like, I don't know. Want to know a bit more about you, your day-to-day life, challenges you've overcome. Man, that's, y'all want to know more about me? I mean, there's only so much that I know about myself. Only so much I can tell you because I'm still learning. I'm still learning about myself. But to give a little sum up of my character, my values, my morals, my personality, I would say I'm a very free spirit. I'm very down to earth. I don't really like rules. Like, I like questioning everything and trying to dig deeper to understand things, especially when it comes to my mind. That's why mental health is like my niche, because I love it. I love trying to understand, well, why do I feel these emotions? Why do I react the way that I react? How does my past affect me? Those are things that I'm constantly trying to understand within myself. And so that's kind of what I do now. Like, throughout my journey, I've learned this level of consciousness, of awareness, and understanding of myself that I want to be able to reflect that to others in terms of sharing my experiences, sharing my tools and knowledge and wisdom so that I can help others also understand themselves, because I feel as though in my past, I didn't know anything about me and I didn't really care because I didn't think it was important. All I really cared about was, well, how are people viewing me? How do others feel when I'm around them, you know? Thank you for the rose, Cammy. Thank you, Cammy. Thank you. Thank you for the rose. But yeah, in my past, it was like, I always only cared about how I was viewed and how others portrayed me instead of the other way around of how did I view myself and how did I express myself. Like, for a really, really, really long period in my life, all I thought that I had to offer was my body and my looks, because I would be complimented and I'm like, okay, so this is what is noticed the most, so this is what must be most important. So I was very materialistic. I was very superficial. Like I would have these questions of life, that would dig deeper into my subconscious and the collective overall, but I didn't really pay any attention to it because I'm like, this is not what people focus on when it comes to me. This is not what people care about. And I was very unaware and blinded of what was important in my life. I didn't have self-love. Um, so now I'm really on this journey of unconditioning my conditionings so that I can better understand the meaning of life and what I have to offer internally rather than externally. So, yeah, I'm a free spirit. I don't know. What would you call this chapter of your life? This chapter, uh, I feel like right now I'm, let me see. I'm being introduced to interdependence because for a majority of it, it was really self love, understanding myself, like being in hermit mode and like just being closed off and understanding myself first. And now it's like I'm being introduced to new connections and new opportunities. So it's almost like this expansion. Well, we're constantly expanding, but to me right now in this chapter in my life, it's about expansion and using everything that I've learned throughout my past experiences and my healing and my shadow work and my deaths and rebirths to now apply it with everything that I'm doing now. Like now I have a podcast, which I'm so excited for. And if you'd love to connect and, contribute to these conversations and see more of my perspective, I definitely recommend listening to my podcast. I post every week. Link is in my bio, as well as all of my other socials so that you can stay connected with me. If you ever want to share like life experiences or connect more deeply with me, I'm open to that. No hate, no shame. Like, we're a non judgment zone over here. Don't play. But yeah, I'd say right now it's really about interdependence. I'm learning to collaborate. I'm learning to be open to trusting and opening up to people in a much deeper way rather than being so superficial like I was in my past. I need to know how everything works. What parts make it large or small? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? I'm a little confused. Deeper way. Yes, like being vulnerable. I'm someone who I'll be vulnerable with you. I don't find any shame in that. I'll talk about my past experiences in every way that I made the wrong choice. I've learned to take accountability and, be responsible because you have a choice. You have a choice in every single circumstance that you are placed in. And it's not that you have a choice to change what you're experiencing because we have no control of what we experience. We are given these experiences to see what we choose to do with it. You know, these experiences are like tools. That's why it's so important to be in a present moment, because when you're in a present moment, you're able to be more conscious and aware of what's happening and how you're feeling and how you react and what trauma is being pulled out and like all of these different factors that contribute to how you are molding yourself and how you evolve and what you do moving forward. And that's where free will comes in, man. You always have a choice, no matter what it is. And even if the choice isn't physical, you have a choice on how you view the situation and what you decide to do with it. Pow. Ow. Not me hitting myself. Okay. If you were to write a story about your first heartbreak, what would the last sentence be? The last sentence would be probably something with gratitude. Like, I feel like my last relationship was probably my last, like, sense of heartbreak. because that was the one where I really lost myself completely. But now, where I am now, it's like I don't see it as a heartbreak. I don't see it as anything negative. I see it as stepping stones, like not the person. That's fucked up. The person is a stepping stone. No, the experience overall, it taught me a lot. So, let's see. The last sentence would be, it would be, thank you. Thank you for what you've taught me. The end. Period. Signed off by Liamzy. It would just be like some kind of form of gratitude, honestly. Admitting our mistakes is a start. Hell yeah, it's a start, man. When you're able to admit your mistakes and you take accountability for your own choices, you expand like your perspective on yourself, and you expand that sense of limitation where you're understanding like, hey, I'm not limited. I have a choice on how I decide to move forward and what I decide to do. And it all just starts with you taking accountability first. That's all. I mean, the function of a thing from its smallest part to its largest function and connection. I still don't understand. I'm so sorry. My last question. What is keeping me alive right now? Amazing question. I would say just my overall goal to expand and learn. Definitely learn. I'd say my goal to learn, my overall goal to learn. Like every day I set an intention to experience what I'm going to experience and just try my best. And that's it. Yeah, I have daily goals, but it's not to the point where I limit myself in terms of what I expect in my life. So, I don't know. I'd say what keeps me alive is the truth and knowing that we are continuously learning and evolving, and tomorrow we're going to be greater than we were today. I don't know. Like, since I've changed my perspectives and like shift my paradigms, I view life as like a challenge, but it's fun now. Like it's a good challenge. I mean, it doesn't always feel great, but what can we do, You're like a character in a game. You have to go through these levels to get to the boss level. And once you get to that boss level, that's when you reach complete enlightenment and you'll probably die. What a beautiful way to end the story. I had a bad dream. I got a woman pregnant and I thought it was real. Watch out. I hope you're using protection from now on. But yeah. Oh man. My back. Okay. I'm gonna read a random poem from this book so that you guys can get a little look into what this book is about. Because I've read like half of it and they've all been really sad. I'm like, wow, okay. But let's share it. Thank you for the rose. Thank you for the roses. Thank you, Big Turbo. Thank you. You're very appreciated. Finally, I asked you to give me a page number and you never did, man. So you talking. Okay. Hey, this one isn't negative actually. 304 says, travel with or without. See the world with someone who is honest, loyal, and considerate in terms of your feelings. See the entire world with someone who truly loves you. And if you can't find that, see the world by your damn self. Wow, very straightforward. I like it. If you can't find that, then see the world by your damn self. Reminding me of like those Disney movies when they were like so dramatic. Thank you for the roses, Big Turbo. Thank you for the roses. As an example, trees are cells. They cast their seed. They feed. They age. They feel. They speak. Okay, Dr. Seuss. Adam the poet. I like that. I don't know if you're intentionally trying to rhyme, but you did. That was amazing. Thank you for the roses. Mwah. Thank you, Big Turbo. Thank you. Okay. Ooh, look at this one. This one's real powerful. It's called Anger Then Nothing. Ready? My blood is boiling. My eyes have begun to water as my voice begins to crack. My hands slowly shake, and so I place them to my sides. It's overwhelming. This has been so overwhelming and difficult. I am so quick to anger. I blacked out once. Thank the heavens for keeping me in every moment I've lost myself. I'm searching for the words, but silence fills me like air. But the air in my lungs has begun to escape me, and I fear that in moments there will be nothing left. He must have been going through something very deep. Wow. Big Turbo. Big Turbo, thank you. Thank you for the roses. How am I doing this evening? I'm doing very, very well. Very, very, very well. And every time I connect with you guys, it gets even better. So I have nothing to complain about. Page 6. Okay. Alrighty, page 6. Oh, it's a part of another poem. So we're going to start on page 5. Page 5 and 6 says, In the dark. I'm hiding behind this smile, and lately chaos has found its ways into my heart. There's a shade of gray that covers my day-to-day, that fills me with a type of sadness difficult to define with words. The darkness hovers over me like vultures awaiting supper ever so patiently, as life takes a toll on my soul, nearly out of my mind and out of control, searching for myself in mirrors, yet all I see is a face that I don't know. Who am I? And if I were to lose this fight, where in the hell would I go? I love how he ends every sentence, every poem with like a little spice, a little curse word, a little spice in there. I like that. Okay, hold on. What's been your biggest mistake so far in life, and what did you learn from it? I know I said last question, but I enjoy picking your brain. Go ahead. I enjoy my brain being picked. I don't really like to see them as mistakes, but I'd say something. Let me see. This is a difficult question because I usually sit with myself and talk about them. And kind of, once I talk about it, I just let it go. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't say it's a mistake, but one of my perspectives, this still kind of ties in, but Big Turbo, thank you. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you so much. You're crazy. Thank you. But one of my perspectives when it comes to connections and relationships in general, it was very toxic, and I don't view as that I wouldn't view it as a mistake. Me personally, I would view it as just my conditioning, but I actually recently posted a TikTok video on this where I briefly explained it, but it's like I would feel that, especially with men per se, for me with men, I would feel that I couldn't be unconditionally loving and supporting of a man unless I like gave them something of me, if that makes sense. Like I felt that in order for me to love a man, even if it was just like as friends, that it would have to be with strings attached. And the reason I don't say it's a mistake is because that's a conditioning that I've had pretty much my whole life, and it's something that I've learned now that it really limited me in terms of how I connected with people and how I viewed myself. And so every time a man was presented into my life, whether it was friendship or relationship wise, I felt that the only way that I can love them was if I gave up something of me, or if I allowed them to like walk all over me or use me in some way. Because I didn't understand that, loving someone unconditionally and supporting someone unconditionally with no limitation and barriers, it's a choice that you make that doesn't have to be sexual. It doesn't have to be romantic. And I didn't understand that, especially with the opposite sex, because I don't know, I just did it. But I would say that's one of the most recent things that I've had to take accountability for, because I would persistently try to, you know, almost like, what do I call it? It was like I would hold expectations for a man to want me sexually, or want me in a way that's more than friends, because I thought that that was the only way that I could really like love them as a person, if that makes sense. It's probably so confusing, but yeah. But I learned from that, and I'm grateful that I did, you know. I mean, it created a lot of experiences that were very superficial and not really beneficial for me in terms of what I received, but yeah. Something I finally accepted. Amazing question. It still kind of ties into the same thing I was just saying. I actually finally accepted my sexuality. Mm. Like, I've always felt that the only way that I can be a woman is if I liked a man, is if I allowed a man to love me and validate me. That's the only way I felt like I was a true woman. And throughout this experience, or more recent than past, is I accepted that I like women and I like men. I am bisexual, and that's something that sometimes I still suppress subconsciously without even noticing, because I'll it ties into what I was just saying, because when I'm in a connection with a man, like if it's just a friendship, in the past I would attach myself emotionally to that man because they validated that I was a woman, if that makes sense, because I felt attractions towards women, you know? So that's something I've recently accepted, that yes, I'm infatuated with women. So, yeah. Was it materialistic? I don't think it was materialistic. I think it's just the idea of a man validating me. It maybe goes back to daddy issues, because my father, although he was there, he was present for a majority of my childhood. It was like the focus wasn't always on us and the kids, because they were constantly arguing. My parents were constantly arguing. They're divorced now, but we would move a lot, and just all of these different things, that I slowly felt disconnected from my father, and I no longer felt that paternal love from my father, you know? So I feel like a part of me searches for that in other men, in sense of them validating my worth. So I feel like that's where it came from. I don't think it was so much materialistic though. Like a man could gift me something and I'm like, okay. Like I'll feel gratitude, but it's not to the point where I'm like, oh yeah, you're the one, cha cha cha, you know. But yeah. Ting. Connection is taught as transactional, which makes me hurt when actual connection is both given. I can see that. What is one thing you want to be remembered for at the end of your life? I want to be remembered for the way that I loved, the way that I held space for others. Because it's really important for me that in everything that I do, I make someone feel like they are seen and heard and a part of something. Like that's always my goal and intention for a majority of the things that I express and share with you guys. So I want to be remembered. Oh my gosh. I want to be remembered for the way that I loved. Yes. That's it. That's it. Agreed. I agree with you on that one. Yeah, and it's like for so long I was like, oh, I'm so attracted to men. And it's not that I'm not. I am attracted to men as well as women, but I just always went towards the path of wanting to be with a man simply because Well, at the time, I didn't realize it, but it was because I felt I needed that validation from them. So you like older men and women? Um, older, not like a sugar daddy, not like a sugar daddy and mommy, but I like men and women, and even like feminine men, men who project more of their feminine energy. That's completely fine with me. Or a woman who projects more of her masculine energy. That's completely fine with me. But yeah, gender is so. I actually learned that gender is an actual universal thing. Like even in languages, there's there's certain genders to vowels and what are they called? Con consonants? Not the consonants. I forgot the word for it. But like even in language, there's gender identifications. But it's really all I feel like, in my opinion, gender is just used to formalize an idea of what we create in life in terms of, well, a woman, she can create actual life. She can give birth. She can whatever. And a man carries the life. Oh my gosh. Okay. But yeah. But we all have masculine and feminine energies, so I don't think gender really foretells who you are. And I feel like that's why some people who may be born a certain sex, they identify as the other sex. It's just because you're more in that energy, and that's completely okay. But you want a man who makes the first move. Usually, usually I allow people to make the first move. I don't ever make the first move. Someone told me that I'm very indirect. Like I'm indirect with my directness. And I'm like, I don't know. Am I like if I feel an attraction to someone, like I'm going to affirm how I admire you. I'm open with that. If I admire you and I see you as an amazing person, I'm going to affirm that very clearly and I'm going to tell you. But when it comes to like being in a relationship or wanting to be in a relationship with someone, I've never told someone that. And maybe I will going down the line, but like now that I'm like a new and improved Liamzy, who knows? But yeah, someone told me I'm very indirect. But I don't think that's true. I don't know. Anyways, if you walked into a room with everyone you've ever met in it, who would you go looking for? Man. The very altruistic part of me would go looking for the people who I know I hurt. I would look for them first, and I would want to apologize and just affirm like my apologies. And I don't know if that's like to make me feel better, but I think it's more because I would fear that they still hold that burden towards me or they still hold like a negative perspective towards me and they like hate me and all of these things. And I'm like, hey, please, let's make amends. I'd probably go to those people first, honestly. Like, because I think about it, like, this might be a little, actually, I'm not going to share that, but yeah, I would go to them first. As a romantic, asexual man, that complication of explaining I wanting a partner, but not a physical one. The guru is live. Hello. I know, I haven't been live in so long. What's a compliment that you still remember to this day? Um, I think I always remember I'm proud of you. Or like just someone acknowledging what I've done in terms of my growth and my healing. Those compliments stick with me the most, I feel. Yeah. Yes. That is my final answer. Yo, I'm gonna get off at 9. Jasmine, you just joined, and I'm gonna get off at 9 in like 8 minutes. But I will be live again. I don't know when, but what food? Mac and cheese. That's the first thing. Mac and cheese. Mac and cheese and hot dogs. Not combined, but like separately. Mac and cheese is number one though. Mm-mm. And what were they called? Oh man. The little penguin, you know that tray of food that had like the little penguin on it. I would eat that a lot too. But I'll stick with my answer of mac and cheese. A few minutes of you is still a joy. I love you. Thank you for being here. I'm glad you caught us. Caught us on live. Thank you so much for allowing me to sit. And you're beautiful. And I will be back. Oh, thank you for being here. Mwah. I'm glad you were here. Let me think of one more question before you go. I'm going to try to make it good. Okay. I feel like I'm like, you have a light to my face. You're like, who do you work for? I'm like, bro, chill, please. My ex-wife had mac and cheese and hot dogs as her wedding feast for her second wedding. Really? That's actually amazing. Nearby, try pepperoni mac and cheese. I'm vegetarian. Ugh. I don't eat pepperoni anymore. If you would have told me in the past, maybe I would have done it. Didn't you always know you had an attraction to women? Low key, I feel like I did. Because when I was really young, I'm going to tell you this little story. I would play I would play house with my cousin, and she was a female. And like we'd kiss and stuff. I was really young. I was like 5 years old. 5, 6. 5, 6, 7. Around those three. And I don't know. Like even when it came to when I used to watch pornography, I would feel more drawn to like a women on women kind of thing. But I don't know. It makes sense too. Like sexually I am attracted to women. But I'm also sexually attracted to a man. So I would just identify as bisexual. Hello, Ryan. Hello, Ryan. I do believe in a respectful idea of being a partner to a single person. But no hate to anybody. Yeah, that's okay. To each their own. See, we were talking about mac and cheese and now I'm hungry. I'm definitely gonna eat after this. Because I am hungry. Who do you feel owe you the biggest apology? Struggling to think of more. Who do I feel owes me the biggest apology? Honestly, no one. Like, if I'm being completely honest, no one. I don't think I need to hear apology for anyone. Actually, I lied. Wait, now that I thought about it, I would say, but at the same time, it's like I'm trying to find acceptance in the way that people act and treat me, because it's like they treat me that way because of their own problems and conditioning, and it has nothing to do with me. But if I were to like want to hear someone affirm their amends with me, I would say my brother. Yes. I will not speak further on it, but yes. But I feel like personally I wouldn't need to hear it, because it's like, you know what? I do not have control of how others react and do whatever they do. What is your advice about moving on from a breakup and fitting in? Excuse me. I would say try to find the good in what you got out of a relationship. Like, of course, there would be moments where there would be like discussions or arguments or just feeling like you're hitting a wall. But always try to focus on the parts that you learn from, or that you can learn from and grow from and turn into almost like a tool. Not the person. We're not talking about the person, but the experience overall. How can you turn that experience of that relationship that you had into something that can better you? I feel like once you change that perspective and try to focus on that, then it gets a lot better, because you start seeing things from a brighter light. Like, if you were like me, my last heartbreak, I hated that person for a while. But once you really start changing that perspective, you no longer see that hate fits in your viewpoint, because at the end of the day, we're all learning, and sometimes to learn, we have to break down and we have to unlearn and feel the shitty emotions. That's all part of the process. In order to understand the truth, you must understand what is not truth first. So yes, that is my advice. I hope I said some things that sticks. I know they are out there, just never met one in my city. You'll meet them. Everyone has a person. Your person will be there. Thank you. Of course. To end the live, last question. Okay. Explain how you feel in one word, and thank you for this live, genuinely, Liamzy. Beautiful soul. Thank you for being here. Mwah. I always appreciate you guys. In one word, explain how I feel right now. Gratitude, appreciation, thankfulness. Like, as cliche as that may sound, you're like, girl, stop lying. No, I'm serious. Like, when I get these emotions where it's like, I don't feel that I have enough to offer. Sometimes I feel that way. And once I see and I'm aware that, hey, I'm not being judged, I'm being accepted, like, people are listening, and I'm able to actually have conversation with you guys, that makes me feel very safe and comfortable here. So you guys are amazing. It's not just my energy, it is our energy. This is the Soully community, all right? And you're welcome anytime. But I am gonna hop off because I'm hungry. I'm hungry, and bitty bitty bada boom. This was an amazing live. Thank you guys for stopping by for a few minutes. Yes, thank you for being here. Mwah. I hope that you guys have an amazing rest of your night, or whatever it may be for you, because you, my beautiful, beautiful soul, are deserving of the best and only the best things you have to offer. Period. And if you do want to stay connected with me further, all of my socials are in my link tree in my bio, as well as my podcast, and other ways that you can support me if that's something you're open to. But I shall see you whenever I see you. I love you guys so much. Mwah. I hope you have a fantastic, beautiful night. Goodbye.